Minnesota Vikings. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Rivera. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 36. Harris running straight ahead. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 37-yard line.
Go! Looking to throw. Rivera. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And this is going to be incomplete.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat like the guys
like
on
that.
the circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him. He's going to play freely.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing, Cook. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Now Cook. It's caught. Here's Langford. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 46, here's 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Cook. This complete to Langford. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Back to throw again. This will be caught at about the 6. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one.
And this ball's tipped and intercepted. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Cook. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And look at this defense for the Vikings. They come into this one 9th in the NFL against the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit. They're facing the #1 rushing team. They have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
And that one's going to come up short. Low throw.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Sanchez. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength. Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point forthcoming. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Hey, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks. They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll try and do this himself. And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Alert, alert.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. On 1st down, it's Sanchez. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 8.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Second down and 8.
Let's go now. 70 Lions. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Check out.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Sanchez. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, They had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here.
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up, and the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge, because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. Well, the Vikings sit 4-7 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Rivera. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Browns are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line.
They're on the 46-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Cook throwing to start the drive. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Cleveland.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Vikings' 35-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. 35 yards. And the Browns take a 3-touchdown lead. The try here for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Go, Reed.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Cook. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Maxwell Hairston. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. For a first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time was well for a solid gain.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Rivera. And it's caught. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Okay, break.
This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. A final shot before break. Rivera. Touchdown! A great play there. In the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Oh, a good-looking return setup here. And all the way up just shy of midfield before going out of bounds at the 49.
But one thing I know for sure, the standard speech is to treat the game like it's tied. But when you have an advantage, they also tell you, make sure you don't get your foot off the gas. Message received.
The Browns drive about to get started. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cook. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He finds his man, complete. It's Bush. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll run on first down. It's Sanchez. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Cook. Going to throw right side here. Complete. So 5 yards here. 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Cook now from the gun on 3rd down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Kenneth Grant coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Panther Street. Here we go. Hawk 7.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
7-yard line.
Let's go. Alert! Alert!
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss.
Check. Go.
Back to throw. Rivera. And this one's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Rivera. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Chop alert! Chop alert! Ready.
They're going to try and throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Go! Pep, 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Chavez. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Cougar 19, Panther 11, Panther 11. Let's go now. Cougar 19, trap 50, 19 tight, 19 tight.
Back to throw here. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
Here we go, set. Hey, check that.
Now a handoff up the middle. Sanchez. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
19, Tiger, 19, Dragon 60. Hey, smash. Ready,
They'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Off play action. Rivera. That's complete to the rookie from Michigan. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 62 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. The extra point splits the uprights. And that cuts this lead down to 13.
17.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
60 Maverick. 79 Broncos.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way into inside the 10-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
They hand this off to Harris. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
It's a gain of a yard.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's now 3rd.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hurt. Go check. Bronco 80. Alert. Ready.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. So, Charles, they had him double covered in the end zone. It still was not enough.
I wonder if they're thinking to themselves now, 2 didn't work. Do we go for 3 guys on him next time? Because he fought through all that extra attention, got himself into a great position where his quarterback felt confident enough to challenge the coverage and threw it his way. What a big-time play right there, both by the quarterback trusting him and by him going up and getting it.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Browns drive about to get started. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Okay, ready?
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready, Warriors 70.
Looking to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
Come on.
And the Browns.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Sanchez. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Sanchez. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things, and they've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
The offense on third down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Cut 19. Panther 11. Panther 11. 79 Broncos. Trap 60. Trap 60.
They'll set up to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
A 2-yard gain.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And his kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
Ready, ready. Panther Street. Panther Street. Ready. 18 times. 18 times. Ready.
Looking to throw. Rivera. And that is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Come on. Set. 70 Lions.
Back to throw. Rivera. He finds his man. Complete. That's Bates. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Goes in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Here we go. Here we go.
On 1st down, Stanford. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of 2.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Looking to throw. Rivera. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. Here we go. This is 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And a well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
16 yards. First down, Browns.
Ready? Bronco 80. 79.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will have a Browns first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory.
First down, Cleveland.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70. You're not. Viking 18.
Up the middle they go. It's Sanchez. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
60 Bison. 60 Bison. Flat. Unlock line.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had